What's going on, guys? Welcome to another edition of GearBreakerNation.com. We're coming at you with another video of Breaking Debates. And today, me, Narik, Chase,
Zack,
and we're going to come up at it, and we're going to come at it hard like we always do.
Alright, a huge one. Fallout 4.
Oh, Fallout 4. Ooh, ooh.
Bethesda has finally confirmed Fallout 4. Unfortunately, no release date yet. It's still too early. Hopefully, it'll be sometime at the end of this year. We don't know. It could be at the end of this year, maybe early next year, maybe sometime in February or March or so. That's purely speculation. Don't quote me on that. But, as Bethesda has said, the setting for this Fallout 4 will be Boston, Massachusetts. I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that.
I don't mind it. I really don't mind it. Although I've been kind of hoping that Bethesda would kind of branch out. In a post-apocalyptic world, we kind of know what the United States looks like now. I mean, Fallout New Vegas took place in Las Vegas. Fallout 3 was in DC. And all the DLC that has come with Fallout 3 took place in so many different locations, but they were all confined to the U.S.
Yeah.
I want to know what the world looks like outside of the U.S. I would have liked to see Fallout 4 take place in like maybe Paris, France, or Moscow, Russia, something like that. Maybe even Roman Italy. I don't know. I would just like to see a different setting outside of the U.S. But Boston, Massachusetts, I'll take that.
We'll take that. We'll take that. I have to say, if you haven't seen the trailer, go check it out because it doesn't really show much, but it's enough to get you hyped. The graphics and the landscapes and the cinematography of it just looks absolutely beautiful. They look a lot better, even though Part 3 in New Vegas had some decent graphics, had pretty good graphics. This one has shown some promise when it comes to the visual aspect of the game.
Yeah, I've seen speculation from other people too already popping up on my Facebook and forums. Some people were saying that they still look like Xbox 360 graphics or PS3 graphics. Personally, I see that our graphics are a bit updated because unfortunately for you current gen users, Fallout 4 will not be released on the PS3 or the 360. So if you are hoping to play this game, I would suggest you do what I do and start saving up for an Xbox One or PS4.
I don't really mind the graphics. I mean, me personally, because one thing that Fallout is known for is just the content of the game itself.
Right.
That's where the goal is when it comes to Fallout. So I hope it has content, and I hope that, like when they showed the one shot from Boston, when it shows like the sky and it shows the cityscape, and the city looks massive, and it really did look really massive. But I want the world, I want that whole kind of isolated feel that you get from the other ones when you're just walking down the road, this dirt road by yourself, and you never know if bandits will attack you or a mutated animal will come attack you or something like that. That's what I like about that. It has that isolated feel to it.
And we've already seen in some screenshots, they are bringing the Death Claws back.
Yes.
Although they do look like they're a little bit modified, these Death Claws actually look huge compared to your character. They look bigger, they look bulkier, they look even more intimidating than they did in New Vegas.
And New Vegas has the mother and the father Death Claw.
Now that's another thing I'm hoping that they do with this one. I hope they expand on the
family units of it.
Yeah.
Like different stages.
They had the alpha male and the female and stuff like that. I hope they still do that in this one, because I like that.
I didn't think about that, but that's a really good point, actually. I did not think about that, because that was one thing I loved about New Vegas. You had the babies, not maybe babies, but you had kids, then you had the teenagers, then you had like the adult ones, then you had like the alphas, and that really put depth to the animals, I thought, actually.
And it's also relevant that there would be power armor in use of the game again, because that was one thing that the trailer also hit on. because you get that screenshot of the
Brotherhood of Steel. They're coming back.
There was a Brotherhood of Steel power armor like hanging up in this garage.
I seen that.
And another thing the trailer kind of hit on was your companion.
I was just about to bring that up.
Because that was one feature that kept popping up in the trailer was this dog.
Yeah.
You know, just like in Fallout 3, you had a dog companion. So, will they be bringing the companion system back? I'm sure they are.
I hope so.
And then this leads to more speculation. People are wondering, will they have multiplayer? Will it be co-op? Will it be only companion-based? And honestly, to me, I don't care either way.
It's a good opportunity either way. If it's with the companions, I hope they do expand on that a bit. Like normally you would have like 2 companions. Like on Fallout 3 you could have dog meat or you can have another companion and that was it. Then you had in Vegas and they switched it up a little bit. You can either have the dog or the iBot or you could have at least one of the other companions, which was like 5 or 6 people. But I hope they either up the number at least by 1 more or somehow modify it a bit somewhat. And if it is going to be multiplayer, I don't know if you've played, you've played Saints Row the Third, and you know how that system worked. Like if you join my game, what we did helped my missions, and if I joined your game, it went into your missions. So I think we could take it like that too if it was multiplayer. And if you opted out or whatever, it really wasn't nothing, no negative connotations behind it. But I think that would be a really good way to go. And if there is a companion system and they manage to put in the multiplayer aspect, I wonder would it be like, okay, you take off if you add somebody as your partner or whatever, will it take off the multiplayer until you stop and then they bring them back?
I don't know. That's difficult to say at this point. Because a game that's always, because for as long as I can remember, Fallout has always been strictly a single player game. So to switch it over to a multiplayer platform, it's difficult to say how it'll turn out. For a game that's never, ever, ever integrated co-op or multiplayer, for them to suddenly introduce that in this 4th installment, it's difficult to say how it'll turn out until we actually see it for ourselves.
And it'd be like, I'm thinking about story-wise. Where would this take place story-wise? Because, you know...
I'm not sure.
Like, will it take place in between? Will it have any continuality with the other 2?
Honestly, I don't think it will. I don't think this is going to be Conan to New Vegas or Fallout 3. I don't know if the character you play in this one is going to have any ties at all to anything in New Vegas or Fallout 3 or even Fallout 1 or 2 for that matter. But we'll see. We'll see what character we play as. There was also this famous vault, Vault 111, that has also been confirmed to be taking place in this game. So for anyone who's ever wanted to know where that certain vault is, Bethesda is finally putting it in this installment. So I guess we'll find out what the big deal is about that vault.
Alright. Also, aside from the Death Claws, are there any other creatures from any of the games you want to see in there?
I would like to see the fire ants return.
Oh, Lord, yes.
Although I know those were really strictly based to the desert, but I don't know. I think they can still. They've also been shown to infiltrate cities and stuff, so I'm sure they'll find a place in there for it. The rad roaches would also be a good one. But I would like to see a couple of new ones myself. Oh, yes. How about some giant radioactive spiders? That would, scare the hell out of me, but that will always be a good thing to have in the game. But it'll add another kind of like a creep factor to the game. Kind of creep you out a little bit.
Yeah, you know what? You're absolutely right about that. I would like to see something. I would like to see somewhat of like some mutated reptile, like perhaps like a mutated like alligator in the sewers or something. And this isn't a Resident Evil 2 reference, so get out of here, you Resident Evil fans, you.
Another thing I hope that this Fallout 4 does, I hope they bring the unique weapons back. Yeah. The weapons that have special names and special characteristics and special properties, yeah. Unique properties. They do extra critical damage or they do fire damage, anything like that. I hope they bring that back.
Oh, I hope the perk system, because this was kind of the one thing I was on the fence about New Vegas, about the perk system. In 3, every level you went up, you got to choose a different perk. On New Vegas, every 2 levels, And I felt like that it made the game a little bit more challenging because you were forced to, you know what I'm saying, you weren't becoming overpowered with perks and everything. It kind of forced you to be a little bit more selective, but I kind of wanted that. But I hope they do that. And another thing I would like to see is, in New Vegas, you had the tribal system where you can be with this clan, or whatever you did with this clan, it affected another clan, and vice versa.
I wouldn't mind to see that either, but at the same time, if they don't have it in there, I'll gladly overlook it. I mean, it's there, but at the same time, if they don't have it, it's no big deal. It's not going to kill the game for me at all.